What's up, and welcome to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 123.
Let's
Woo!
go. It's 1, 2, 3. We have fun here.
Yes, and it is a Monday. We're bringing that Monday energy, and it's July 1st, the Monday before Anime Expo. So it's all kinds of.
Yep, 2 days before AX Day 0. So
Yes.
here we go.
Yes. Yes. So if you're joining us live, join us over in the live chat. And if you're watching later, comment down below.
Yes.
And let's get into where to go. Introductions. Hello, I'm Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
And make sure to be following us here as well as on Fanversation, and we'll be linking you to other Anime Expo coverage we'll be doing. So follow now so you'll be in the loop.
And we are the type to do Instagram stories on the Fanversation Instagram and live tweeting panels that we're in on the Fanversation Twitter and just whole 9 yards. So if you want things as they happen, definitely keep an eye out for those. We have a good time.
Yeah, let us know if you're going to Anime Expo. Leave a comment, let us know, or reach out on social media.
And I mean, if you run into us, feel free to say hi.
Like, hello.
We like saying hi. We like humans. It's great.
Yes. So we got some news for you. We got that epic finale of Demon Slayer we're going to cover, as well as Go Go Loser Ranger, episodes 3 and 4, and other recommendations and other cool stuff. So stick around for all that. This handy dandy thing will let you know where we are at.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get right into things we're excited about.
First things first, the Anime Expo schedule is up in full. We have so many press releases about so many premieres at Anime Expo from all of your favorite different studios and networks. So if you are going to AX, if you are looking forward to the premiere of a specific show, whether it's a brand new show, whether it's a season 2 or a season 3 or 5 or however many, check out the AX schedule. Search for the thing you're looking for if you're looking for any one specific thing. There are so many premieres of new shows and new seasons of returning shows. Like, I was looking through, and the first one that caught my eye was Oshi no Ko. They're doing a screening of the first episode of the first season, which is an hour and a half, remember? And then they're premiering the second season at AX as well. So that's just one. There's a lot. So check out the schedule, check things out, mark down the ones that you are interested in, and get in the lines for those panels. I get the feeling they are all going to be busy.
Yes, and make sure to have a second and maybe even third option as a backup. So in case one doesn't work out, maybe you're not able to get to the space you want to in time, you have something else in mind. Anime Expo also posted an information image. I'm like an infographic thing. Yes, a picture showing you the different entrances that will be available. So make sure to check that out because it looks like there might be more than previous times. So that's really going to be helpful of hopefully with the traffic flow and everything. So just check that first. And
also, pop us into Tangent Corner because I think we should talk a little bit about Con Survival Guide.
Yes. Boom.
Yes, always and forever. So it's hot in California. Like, we are in a fairly unprecedented heat wave across the entirety of the United States, but it's hot in California, and there is an excessive heat warning for this coming weekend. And I would imagine when San Diego Comic-Con rolls around as well, there will also be a heat warning for San Diego because it is smack in the middle of July, and guys, summer is no joke out here. So, your basic con survival guide. Water bottle. Always. If it is a commercial water bottle, make sure that it's sealed and you haven't opened it because some con security will get on you as to what's in your drink. They don't want you bringing booze in. If it's a reusable water bottle, a lot of conventions have water bottle refill areas. You can also come in with just water in your reusable water bottle. Snacks. You definitely want something with protein. I am a big granola bar, nut bar, mixed nuts kind of person. I'm also a fruit snack kind of person because I'm an adult and I can buy my own Sonic-shaped fruit snacks.
I was going to say, don't pack only with sugar, but you led with protein.
No,
so I was like, all right, yes. We want to well balance as much as you can.
Oh, I am going down my list of what I have. I'm also bringing in milk tea and a fruit smoothie, and that is just the get me through the morning bit. If you are a pack lunch sort of person, can't go wrong with a good PB&J. And even if they're squished, you can still eat them. This has been my Comic-Con survival for a very long time, is a PB&J, because lines for con food can be super, super long, and that is something you need to factor in.
Some of them have shorter
Especially
lines if you have cash. So something to
True.
keep in mind. Sometimes they have a cash line, not always, but if that's something you want to do, it's something to keep in the back of your mind.
And if the con has a food truck set up, expect those lines to be twice as long, and then double your expectation, because most people will go for food truck over on-site convention food, and those lines get insane. So, like, mind that. Shoes with support. It's even if you're cosplaying, if you can put some Dr. Scholl's in your shoes, anything you can do. If you're going to be wearing heels, bring some flats with support or some tennis shoes in your bag. Just make sure that you have something you can swap to. Make sure that your clothes are comfortable for an 8, 10, 12, 14, 20-hour day, depending on how crazy you go with your cons and whether you're doing the parties afterward. Sunscreen. A little handheld fan if you're that kind of person. I definitely am. They're $3 at Dice, though. It lives in my purse. It's the best $3 I've ever spent. So, and a charger for your phone. Bring the cord, bring a little battery backup. You will get on your phone without thinking and scroll social media while you're waiting for panels, and it will eat the battery on your phone. So, charger for your phone. And because it bears saying again, water. We are not kidding. Bring water. Drink more water than you think you will need, especially if you're going to a convention someplace where it's hot.
And speaking of heat, it's really hot outside. The predictions right now are about high 80s, but as soon as you go inside and some panels, that temperature could be a lot lower. So bring a light sweater, jacket, something that you can, a wrap, something that you can tide yourself over during a panel, because it is not fun sitting there shivering away. So something small you can scrunch up, but so you're not like freezing your butt off. And
the main ballroom for AX is always
so cold,
freezing.
How cold?
It feels good for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But like this, something this short, something like this with the sleeves, it's a light sweater. It's cropped, so it stops right at about the waist. This is the sort of thing where I would fold it in half and then roll it. And it does not take too much space. And rolling something up and tying it with a ribbon or a rubber band or whatever really helps save space in your bag.
Another one, I'm like, I have an example in front of me. Cough drops. Yes. Because you're going to be talking more than you expect, because you're talking to all your friends, talking to people in line, and you're probably going to have to talk louder because it's going to be loud. And that is going to hurt so much at the end of your day. So having some cough drops on hand. Also, it is no fun sitting in the middle of a panel and you're getting that tickle around people and you're fine. You're not sick, but it's just dry and you have to cough. Cough drops are also your friend in that way. Deodorant and shower.
Oh my God. Every damn day.
Yes.
Always. There are people who think they can forego it. Hello. And those people are wrong. Hello again. Especially when, again, it's almost 100 degrees outside. You want that. You apply the deodorant the night before, or you apply it 30 minutes before you are going to need it. You don't just slap it on and then walk outside. You will sweat it off immediately. You put it on, you give it some time to sink in, and then it kicks in when you need it. Axe body spray is not deodorant. Axe body spray is not showering. Cologne is not showering. Perfume is not showering. And all of that gets very miserable in close quarters. Also,
I was
bring
going
your
to say,
headphones.
don't.
If I have to hear your TikTok, I'm going to defenestrate someone.
All the perfume ones, to be courteous to your neighbor. Yes, of course, we all want to smell nice. Perfume, cologne, whatever. Body spray, use some, but don't overdo it. You don't need to marinate in it. Because, I like a body spray and a perfume, but they're generally on the subtler side, or don't do as much. Because sitting next to somebody, think about the other way. You wouldn't want to be dealing with them, and you don't want to be that person.
Yeah, and I am a scented hand sanitizer person. I love it.
Those ones are nice. Hand sanitizer is very helpful.
But that scent goes very quickly, so it doesn't stick around and permeate.
The other one too is any kind of your own personal pain meds of choice, Aleve, ibuprofen, aspirin, whatever, because standing around, everything's very uncomfortable and pain. So anything in that own kind of personal medicine cabinet that you would want, maybe even like Pepto-Bismol things kind of idea, and antacids, because you're eating stuff you maybe don't normally eat. It's outside of your routine. And so those are nice to have. Even the chewable ones on a lot of those things makes it easier and more portable. I think we've covered the bigger things, but
Band-Aids.
Band-Aids, yes.
Always
Little
Band-Aids.
first aid kit's great.
You will get blisters in your shoes if they're shoes you're not sure about. Like,
Yeah.
things happen. You always want to have Band-Aids on hand.
And
And
they do have a first
extra
aid
feminine
space.
supplies. Even if you don't think you'll need them, or even if you don't usually use them, it is also very helpful if someone near you has need to be able to be the person to say, yeah, I've got an extra. Just save someone else's con, you know? And also your own, because you don't want to be caught without.
Yes. And they do have like first aid stations. So in case you do need something bigger, you can always check on that. Let us know your con must have items. Leave comments down below. Those are kind of the big ones. But yeah, let us know, because it is one of those, you want to be as prepared as you can, but obviously, you know, you can't plan for everything. And the other big thing is patience.
Oh my God.
Because things will happen, and that's okay. But if you have patience and get through it, you're making your experience better and those around you better. And it's just a nice ripple effect.
AX does have quiet rooms, essentially. You can talk to information and they will bring you into a smaller space where you are able to just kind of take a breath, calm down. If things get overwhelming, take care of yourself. Do what you need to do. I'm dealing with a knee injury right now, so I'm doing Anime Expo with a brace and potentially a mobility aid. And that's something, I don't like the reality of the situation, but I'm going to get ahead of it so as to not have to deal with consequences. And that's really what con prep is. Lessening the amount of fucking around you do so you don't find out at the end of things. Like, and I am someone who still masks at conventions, so I will have a couple of extra masks in my bag just in case. They break, they fall off, you lose them, stuff happens, so you have some extras on hand in case you need one.
And give yourself, we've mentioned food, give yourself time. Everywhere else, just give yourself time, because you don't want to be running and sweaty and like uncomfortable. So oh yeah, here we go. Untitled says, no shame in bringing a cane or a brace if you need it. Cons are a lot of walking. I always need one or the other by day 3. Fair.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If anybody does have kind of funky knees, ankles, whatever, check out your local CVS, Target, whatever. They do have some really nice, just like fabric ones that you can easily pull on. They can even fit under your pants or dress, whatever. And they're very portable, and they can get smaller if you don't need it. And they're just a nice little bit of support.
And Dick's Sporting Goods sells canes and sells seat canes that has a little fold down seat built in, so you can bring your own little seating with you. Things that I have been using this past year at conventions and Renaissance fairs because I've needed it. So that's, again, there is absolutely no shame in bringing what you need to get you through an event. Whether that is an extra snack or a specific type of medicine or a mobility aid or noise canceling headphones or whatever you need, there is absolutely no shame in taking what you need to be able to enjoy yourself and have a good time. And if anyone shames you for it, fuck them, they're wrong.
Yes. Let's say on that note, get back to our news.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So some more things we are excited about. Speaking of conventions, we got anime news, or industry anime news. So Toei Animation is bringing the first ever Mugiwara store pop-up as part of a new merchandise showcase for fans at Anime Expo this year. And so it's going to be an array of apparel and accessories featuring One Piece and Digimon franchises. And there'll be new items from Dim Mak, Hypeland, and Bait, as well as Japan exclusive items for the pop-up store. And I'm just trying to see if they're okay. Here's the numbers. I'm like reading on my email. Okay, so you're gonna want to look for booths 15, 20, and that's for Digimon. One Piece will be over at 3706. Also, that's with the dim mock. With bait, it looks like one piece will be 43.29. High plan, which will also have one piece, is 16.14. And
Hypeland always has a really good booth setup at AX. And they recently opened a brick and mortar location, and they've got a hell of a brick and mortar as well.
Oh, there we go. I was like, it's
somewhere.
They're going to have some, they'll have Toei, check Toei's social media. They're going to have other One Piece premieres and exclusives. So check out Toei Animation Online for more. But getting your apparel, there will be new stuff, and you're going to want to check that out.
Yes. Yeah, there's always a lot of fun stuff to be had. Speaking of new things coming out, we have new releases from Tokyopop. Tokyopop previews a diverse range of new manga and light novel releases for summer and fall release. So this is coming out in a relatively soonish manner, starting at July 16th and going through the fall. So we have things kick off in July with the manga and light novel series debuts for My Beautiful Man, which I believe we've had press releases for that on this show before, a little while back, followed by additional Love manga imprint series launches for Too Close to Fall in Love, Jealousy Binds Love, and Whales of the Bound, like WAILS of the Bound. August sees the debut of manga series World's End Bluebird. September opens with the debut of the light novel Dinner for Three, as well as the manga debuts of the one-shot title The Troublesome Guest of Sotomura Detective Agency, and a pair of new series including Boys Gilding the Lily Shall Die! ! And Sanctify, as well as award-winning single-volume release of A Smart and Courageous Child under the Comics That Matter collection. So, we're going to post some of this cover art on our Twitter. So, keep an eye out for that there. And also be sure to follow Tokyopop's socials for more news. And yeah, if any of these sound interesting to you, keep an eye out. They will be coming out, like we said, starting in July and through September.
And more merch news we have from Crunchyroll. So attention all bounty hunters. American rapper Logic and Crunchyroll are teaming up to present Logic Cowboy Bebop Collection. So this is some exclusive shirts, sweatshirts, hoodie, jackets, beanie, hat, skate deck, poster, and more. And this will be really cool. We'll be, again, posting some pictures over on NTATNB, and make sure you follow us for that as well for social. There we go. And yeah, so teaming up with Grammy-nominated American rapper Logic create a streetwear collection inspired by the neo-noir space western series Cowboy Bebop, which has some really fun stuff. And those things are available. Those items are available at the Crunchyroll store for purchase later, and they'll be purchase this week at Anime Expo. So check out the Crunchyroll booth for that if you will be in person, because then you can, size it up in case you want to double check what size you are. But yeah, nice.
I believe at least one of those is a very nice jacket, and I have done the thing where I have bought a jacket at Anime Expo and then worn it in the ballroom because it's been satang gold. So yeah, it is a legitimate strategy, folks.
Nice.
Continuing on with news from Crunchyroll, I believe our next three are all about upcoming releases and continuations of beloved franchises. Starting with smash hit Windbreaker will return to Crunchyroll with Season 2, production confirmed for 2025 on-air debut. So for those of you who have not been following Windbreaker, it is, I'm just going to read you the synopsis because it's a fun time. Welcome to Furen High School, an institution infamous for its population of brawny brutes who solve every conflict with a show of strength. Some of the students even formed a group, Bofurin, which protects the town. Haruka Sakura, a first-year student who moved in from out of town, is only interested in one thing, fighting his way to the top. So I have seen it described as an entire school full of delinquents with hearts of gold. And evidently, it has been very popular. And after its season finale broadcast in Japan on Thursday, June 27th, it has been confirmed that the smash hit anime series Windbreaker will continue with a new season in production for a 2025 on-air release. Crunchyroll will stream season 2 in over 200 countries and territories worldwide. And the English dub for the Windbreaker season finale will arrive on Thursday, July 11th on Crunchyroll. So if you are a Windbreaker fan, you are eating well.
Nice.
Yes.
And another one that we've talked about on here, and we featured some cool survival items. Kaiju number 8, the sequel has been announced that it is currently going to be in production. So that's from Production IG. No date yet, but it's moving forward. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
And there will, obviously, Crunchyroll will announce when that'll be available later. There is a short teaser video, which you can find on Crunchyroll's YouTube channel. And the dub for Kaiju number 8 season finale will be available on Saturday, July 13th on Crunchyroll. So if you're watching the sub, those episodes are all out now. And if you're watching the dub, the finale will be on July 13th. And it's very exciting that there'll be more, because this is a really fun show that if you haven't started, you should check it out. It's really action, it's comedy, it's a unique take on interacting in the world of kaijus.
So since we have the two announcements back to back, and there is that difference between a season 2 versus a sequel series, did you watch the Kaiju number 8 finale? Did it feel like it wrapped up the show? Because I'm curious about the terminology difference. Okay, never mind then.
That's true.
Someone who has seen both, then it would be interesting to know.
That's fair. Why does it not say just a season 2 and sequel? Well, it just says sequel production has been confirmed. So, and so it will stream the return whenever it's ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So if someone who has seen it can, no spoilers, let us know if this was only part of the manga and there's more of the manga, or no, that was the full thing. There's a sequel. If someone who knows can let us know, that would be excellent.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to read it yet, but it is one of those, there's a lot happening on the second to last episode. So I'm like, they're not going to wrap everything up. So there's no way that that's the end. But to see how much will everything get wrapped up. Similar to, I was like, wait, do we have more news, or does this, we can do it into the...
Yeah, we have more news.
I was gonna, well,
we have the news that's... We have the news
way in advance, be relevant. Like, similar way that Demon Slayer doesn't end.
Yep, this is that news. Trilogy of movies announced. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle Story. So yesterday morning, they dropped the finale and then they dropped this in our inboxes, which I appreciate Crunchyroll for doing this. Highly anticipated Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle Story will come to theaters as an epic trilogy of films. Crunchyroll acquires worldwide rights. Crunchyroll and Sony Pictures Entertainment set to distribute the 3-part cinematic movies, bringing the culmination of the Shonen Saga to global audiences. And we do have key art out for the movies already. We have an absolutely beautiful poster. So again, keep an eye on the Twitter. We will be posting that.
We did as
of now, we do not have.
I said I was just looking. I just did a reshare too. So something already there too.
Yeah. As of now, we don't have any dates for anything, but it will be 3-part movies showing us the finale.
Yes.
So yes, this should be very, very fun. And I believe we had a fun fact in here. Yeah, Mugen Train currently holds the record as the highest grossing anime movie of all time and the highest grossing Japanese film at the global box office, garnering over 500 million USD to date. It currently ranks the second highest grossing anime film in US box office history, which makes me wonder what the highest one in US box office history is. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was Dragon Ball Super Broly. Honestly, that for me,
it was highest grossing anime. What?
Highest grossing anime movie in US box office history. I honestly was talking about this with my roommate. I think Broly would have been the biggest contender for that. But yeah, I mean, we watched Mugen Train. We covered Mugen Train, the bits that were set when it was divided into episodes. So seeing Mugen Train in theaters, like it was very, very tightly done. It was very well done. And I am very, very excited to see these 3 movies.
Well, we got a good guess of Pokemon. As of February, this is quickly by a Google search. As of February 2024, Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, is the highest grossing Japanese anime movie in US and Canada with a lifetime gross of $85.75 million.
Damn.
Demon Slayer Mugen Train comes in second at 49.5. Pokemon 2000 is at 43. Then it says Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Superhero outdid Broly.
Yes. And, well, the way it's listed, it goes Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Dragon Ball Super, Broly, and then Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie.
Boy, so much for Broly Power Maximum, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I love that. That is fun.
It is interesting.
So we are real heckin' excited for Demon Slayer movies, you guys.
Yes.
And I am sure that every single one of them will have me screaming in theaters because this episode definitely had me screaming at home.
Yes.
I think on that note, we go in.
Yes. But real quick, before we do that, I was just looking over the chat. Thank you, chat. Charles Darcy says, referring to Kaiju number 8, there is more in the manga left. They only did 38 out of a current 110 chapters, and the manga is still ongoing. So
okay,
cool.
So it really is like a phrasing
pause.
Choice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then
thank you for the information.
Yes. And Rab goes, not Princess Mononoke. I mean, it's a lot of the Miyazaki movies. I'm surprised those haven't done bigger numbers, but
I'm honestly not. Because thank you. There's something to be said for the power of a franchise. And a lot of people will come in and see the thing based on the anime they already watch, as opposed to the thing they know nothing or not as much about. I mean, for Pokemon, I know I dragged my mom to see it in the
Master V. Oh my god, Pokemon first movie is 25 years ago. Woo!
Yeah, it had to have been more than that. 25 years ago was 1999. Did it drop in 99?
I'm like, let's see. Pokemon
Because
movie.
then we had Pokemon 2000, and I thought we had more space between them, but I could be very wrong.
Looking at the chat too.
Yes, it's just this moment of what?
I'm gonna win.
What?
What's the date?
When did Pokemon the first movie?
I was trying to learn. What's the date?
Theaters?
Come on now.
What year is it?
I know these are like dates. I'm like, what year?
Yeah.
Original release. Yeah. Come on. Oh gosh. Come on now.
And then it won't load.
Oh, Wikipedia. Yeah. Here we go. Come on. 1998.
Okay. Yeah. 98.
Yeah. Then.
Man.
Well, Charles Darcy says, with inflation now, I bet Demon Slayer Infinity Castle will top that. And
I think they adjust for inflation. And honestly,
so you were close. 98, according to Wikipedia, but it does say in 1999, an extended version of the film aired on Japanese television. So,
yeah, because the version that was released in America had like the entire first 30 minutes cut. Because it was all about cloning, and America was still dealing with stuff about Dolly and the discussions around that, guys. Oh, it was a different time.
Well, so leading back into this finale, though, I like this comment. Yes, no, Lara says first and foremost, Demon Slayer season finale for the 4. I can talk.
Season 4 finale, 10
out of 10. The animation was amazing. Also, the post-credit scene. How dare they bring Rengoku's voice back, saying, "I'm counting on you" against Michael Jackson.
Can we talk about the fact that Rengoku is literally haunting the narrative now?
Right?
Like, there's haunting the narrative as a trope. Okay, put the comment. Thank you.
Yes.
There's haunting the narrative as a trope. There's haunting the narrative as the idea that a person who is no longer in the narrative is still influencing things. People are still making decisions based on how they were or what happened to them. Like, he's very much haunting the narrative in a way that I'm not sure a lot of us saw coming when we saw Mugen Train. But my God, now he is literally haunting the narrative. I love this
wait,
so
does
much.
this confirm the others can see ghosts too? Because we know Tanjiro can see dead people. But now the others can too? Okay, cool.
Oh man, I'm still on the over-under of whether or not that was like hallucinations for Tanjiro. I still don't think they were actually there.
I think Tanjiro sees dead people. Yes. Let us know. Does Tanjiro see dead people? I'd say yes. He can
Look,
connect.
they didn't get Haley Joel Osment to dub him,
his
therefore.
family can connect with him. Or at least his
That's
family
different,
can.
though.
Yes.
That's different. Anyway.
And then there we go. Yes. And then Master P says they were done with the walk.
Here's the thing. I timed it again. It took 3 minutes this time. They added some video filters, but like it took 3 minutes for Muzan to walk up and go, "Sup, you look like shit."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So this I thought was actually better served. Even though it took a little longer, I thought it worked better with the cutting the credits in and out and being like, "Yep, it's the finale. It's dramatic. We're not playing the opening theme." And it felt like, I mean, maybe because we already knew it was coming and how long it was going to be, but it felt like less of a drag because it was the lead in as opposed to a very slow lead out. Like, I think this was better served.
Yeah. It worked better, and I was okay. I was fine with both. I was more surprised with how arrogant Muzan is that he let the guy talk for a long time.
He just stood there and went,
he's like, all
"You're
right,
bored."
I'll get my popcorn.
He's just like, "I'm bored. You're boring me. You're disgusting. You're taking forever. You're talking for so long." And like, he just sits there and listens to him. He lets him exposit. He lets him talk to the audience. Demon Slayer lowered that. Thank you. Yep.
Charles Darcy made a good comment. Goes, Rengoku's so beloved in Japan. They had to bring him back for a cameo.
What do you mean in Japan? Rengoku is so beloved. Right? Full stop.
Oh,
end.
Muzan said to himself, he has all the time in the world. That's why he can walk so slow.
He's just, I can sit here and gloat. I can sit here and be like, I don't care. You're full of shit. No, like, I can stand here and gloat about the fact that I finally found you and that I'm going to end your life.
Yep.
And I was watching this with my roommate. And yeah, we hit about the halfway point and went, there's no way that is the halfway point. And I turned to her and went, I really hope he drops dead before Muzan can kill him, because that would be an ultimate fuck you. And that's not quite what happened, but Muzan did not get that kill, and I love it.
This is true. That is very true. Muzan didn't get to do that last blow.
I really wanted that to be taken away from him, because that is a nice little, I'm dying, but that doesn't mean you can have it. That doesn't mean you can have me. That doesn't mean you get the privilege. And I love this so much. So can we talk about the exposition that we had? Can we talk about the fact that the bloodline is cursed and also psychic?
Yes.
Like, okay. Is this why, like, there gets to be a point in this show where you just kind of go, all right, there's some weird metaphysical shit going on around here, and we're just literally never going to explain it. Yeah. About the point where it was breathe your wound shut was the point where I went, okay, we're done. I am suspending disbelief and we're going on a ride.
Fantasy in the sense of magic, if you want, like, for lack of a better word to describe it, essentially exists. Yeah. So, yes, there's a lot that I'm like, sure. They've built their rules, and as long as they stick to them within the show, sure. There's a lot of things that go, so, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And like, Nosuke can move his body, his things, his organ.
Like, dude became a demon because of alternative medicine. All right, I'm in. That's cool. That was a late enough revelation that I was like, sure, we're here. Just, again, for me, breathe your wound shut was the breaking point. And I went, all right, at this point, I am just turning off the part of me that goes, it needs to make sense, and going, show me what else you got. Let's fucking go.
Be that extreme level of mind over matter of you are willing your body to repair itself that fast.
There's always the question of, hey, with the water breathing and the fire breathing and the everything, and we start seeing the element trailing behind the sword, is that ever actually real? Yeah. No, that to me makes sense. Is that
Master B
Nezuko
says,
healing
yeah.
wouldn't have worked because this wasn't demonic poisoning as it's been pictured. It's just a straight up degenerative curse. Like, all right, this makes sense. I also kind of love, but being psychic, I'm calling BS.
You know what
So
the way psychic is used in today's world and like how so many scams are out there, yes. But there are people and situations where human beings have had some kind of foresight that it is not very explainable. So I'm like, sure. And this family, it's part of their thing. All right. Because nobody else has it. And nobody else is just like, oh my gosh, I totally can like imagine this. But if this family line, all right, I'm with you.
And I'm very much here for this balancing the scales because if they're going to be cursed, because yeah, it's the anime thing of stretching real world things. Some people have crazy good intuition. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I really love the idea of cosmically balancing the scales for this family. Like, you have been punished because one guy went off the deep end, and again, alternative medicine made a demon. And so we are punishing your entire bloodline, probably to make sure this could never happen again. But the flip side of that is, okay, you're going to spend your life and your family's lives trying to end this problem. All right, we'll give you something to make it a little easier. We'll give you that precognition. We'll give you that thing that will let you just make plans in advance. You're going to be at a disadvantage because dude's a monster, but like,
and you'll die by the time before you're 30. Okay.
Yeah. But it's better than like never having any family.
Yeah.
The whole our babies were born sickly and weak and would die early. And the whole marrying the daughters of priests to be able to extend our lives. But like I get the feeling when that's the environment you're raised in and when you know that you're doomed very quickly, you grow up very fast. I feel like you get past this is not fair very quickly. It's like, it really isn't fair, but it's the reality of the situation.
Was it Tomia? Oh gosh, our stone Hashira's name. I was like, wait, it was.
Oh,
I just had it. I'm like, I remember when they said it. I'm like, no.
I think the Himejima is the last name. And our stone Hashira. We've been doing this the whole time.
Gyome.
There we go.
When he has that conversation talking about when he met the master, and he's like, I was 19 to his 14, but he seemed way older. So that definitely goes with that. And
yeah, I mean, 14 is midlife for the master. So
right, yes,
it is yes. Yay, I'm good at things. I'm really not, but I remember that one.
Yep.
But yeah,
I did like the blowing him up because that was pretty fun and epic to watch.
That was
Muzan like fuck and put his body back together.
That was the ragdoll physics of that body just flopping on the ground after the explosion. Amazing. Unbelievably good. Amazing. Because for a minute there, we were watching the explosion go in slow motion, and we're like, where did this? And my roommate's like, Muzan did it. And I'm like, I don't think he did. And then getting Muzan flopping on the floor, I'm like, oh, he definitely didn't do it.
No.
That was, no.
Yep. I had half wondered that, but I was like, no, that doesn't really go with what the demons do, and I don't think they like fire per se either. So I had that moment too that I thought, I'm like, oh, is this Muzan like doing some stuff? And we did see kind of alternate spaces happening where they were in different visuals. So then I almost thought maybe it's not literally happening, and then it went, oh. Okay, nice. And then cutting to the Hashira running, and they're crying, and I'm like trying not to get choked up. I'm like, I know, guys, you're not gonna make it.
It's just like, y'all gonna be way too late, but I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Just I did love, I know that they were doing all sorts of visual tricks, and I know it was for the benefit of the audience, like all of the little glowing paper balls being no one has ever forgiven you for your murders, not for 1,000 years, and that's going to weigh on you. The dragon and the tiger coming forth, becoming like the living watercolor painting showing the Hashira, and then very much at the end painting Tanjiro and Nezuko as that dragon and tiger. Like, you finally fucked with the wrong people, dude. You
Yes.
finally went too far.
Yes.
And the conversation about, well, obviously you're wrong because I've been doing this for 1,000 years. I've never seen God. I've never seen the Buddha. I've never seen divine punishment. So obviously that's not going to be a thing. And I'm like, you just been weighing down the fuck around part of the scale. The finding out is coming, sir. The finding out is on its way. So I really did like those two very, very different philosophies and the
Oh my gosh,
conversations
yes.
and the back and forth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting talk on religion philosophy, essentially, because
Yeah.
they're in very different spaces. And
Oh,
I like Muzan, like, that guy sucks. He had his Buddha smile, but he had so much hate in his heart, and he hid it, and he's like a viper. I was like,
it's just calling him a nest of
yes.
vipers in his black heart. And again, the bloodline that's had the gall to stand against me. The word choice in all of this has been excellent. The localization has been so damn good. And I really have to love that man was off the rails. Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. That feels like such a bit of modern slang, but we've very much proven that trains are a thing. So off the rails, like, no, that works. That works. And I love it. I also love that we removed Muzan's head like 3 different times in this
so many
episode,
times.
and it was so great.
Oh, and I love that we got to
Oh
see.
my god, the look on my face when his head fucking exploded.
Yeah.
When he got maced, it was just like, yeah! Just all of the different little pieces to this plan coming together. The foresight to be able to see not literally everything, but quite a bit. Laying the explosives, stalling for time as much as humanly possible with this conversation. Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, love
just
seeing
including
him fighting too. We hadn't seen him fight yet, so I was like, "Oh, yes!" And then I agree. Giga Derek says, "I love it when the good guys are just as or more unhinged as the bad guys."
Well, that's the fun of a shonen battle anime. Everyone gets to be unhinged. There are no hinges to be found. 100% maximum no chill. But the explosions, the blood demon art that was taken from, remember that one guy in season 1 that you fucked up that we've been working with? Yeah, all of this is coming back around. Our doctor perfecting her turning demons back into humans drug. And who knows if it's affecting him, when it will affect him. Like, we cannot take that piece off the table. We don't know how effective it's going to be, but it's in play now. And that is going to be something that I think is going to be extremely important come the final climax. But just putting all of that into place, anchoring him down, giving him this drug, and then doing basically the experiment of, let's take his head clean off with a demon slaying weapon and see if that works. Oh, it really doesn't work. And just watching the brain reform before anything else and hover in place for a minute was like, oh my god, Ufotable went nuts this episode. Just nuts. And then going, all right, well, we knew that plan A would probably not work. Time for plan B, which is just the long game.
Yes, they just have to stall for time. And we learned, though, that they were not ready for the Uno reverse on what happened with that. But I did love all of them arriving going, like,
and I just love the Himejima going, it's him, and all of them going, that's him, that's the guy, and Tanjiro just like, you son of a bitch. Like, again, 100% maximum no chill. Tanjiro has seen this man's face before, so while everyone else
like the only one, I was thinking that too. That I'm like, he's the only one who actually was face to face with him and survived, and they're all like, all right, cool, that's the guy.
Like, oh, that's him. And Tanjiro's just over here like, bitch. Like, this, so good.
Like, let's go.
So good. Yeah, just immediately into murder mode. Like, I love it so much that there's, again, just no waiting. We are in the end game. And I do love how much of this, how much stuff from, yeah, all the Hashira are in shock, and then Tanjiro's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Again, 100% maximum no chill. I quote that a lot, but that's what's going on here. But yeah, just, ugh, I love it. I love how much stuff from season 1 is coming back around.
Yeah.
I love how it's, hey, that one guy you turned into a demon, this is his blood demon art. How it's, hey, the doctor that we met way back when, and hey, that art that the
Where
eyes
is her
are
assistant dude?
probably somewhere safe,
I think
honestly.
so too. I was
Just,
really
he's
sad,
not
but I was
really a
like, no,
combatant of
she's
this.
not gonna die. But then
Oh,
she
I'm
has the
sure
I'm
she
paying
will.
for my sins. So
Yeah.
no, I knew she would, but I was
Yeah.
sad of like, no, but her line of this is my way to pay for my sins. I was like, I guess you can die.
And
But
we
you
get
had a
her
good going
tragic,
out.
and just her tragic backstory too,
In a
about
couple sentences.
she had a degenerative disease. She
Mhm.
didn't want to die because she wanted to
Mhm.
see her children come to adulthood.
Mhm.
And so he turned her into a demon, and turns out that getting turned into a demon just messes with your brain like a lot.
Mhm.
Turns you
Mhm.
into an obligate carnivore and a predator. Oops. So it's like, oh, you looked like you were having the
Oh.
time of your life. I'm like, yeah, she was also extremely whammied. Like,
Yep. And now we have like essentially everyone inside except Nezuko.
mhm.
We did not see that.
Yeah, that
Well,
on the
everybody
one
else.
hand, it's okay, we have her removed from this climax. And on the other hand, it's no, we have her removed from this climax until the appropriate moment.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is a strategy that Muzan had in place, but
Mm.
I don't think this was something that he was planning on pulling out quite so soon.
Do you
He had
think
that
he
whole big
does know where she is and
no.
we haven't seen her? I think he doesn't know, so he
Yeah.
couldn't grab her
Yeah,
the way they got
hence he had
everybody
the
else.
whole thing
Yes.
about I have all the time in the world to find her.
Yes.
Like, yeah, this
Yeah. I like that.
yes,
Stand
the
still while the
consequence of your
consequence of
actions,
your actions
bus
bust.
arrives. Again, the find out half of the equation is beginning. And
Yeah.
yeah, welcome to my
Yeah.
home and your personal and just the I'll take you all to hell, I'll kill you all tonight, and Tanjiro being like, "Nuh-uh, no you," and him taking personal offense to that. Like him just being like, "You," like, "All right, buddy, cool your fucking jets, for real, for
It is
real,
pretty
for
funny.
real."
Like he
But
is definitely.
everyone's
Oh wait, Our Lady was alive. Ish. Her
she's still
body
alive.
was there when they went to the Infinity Castle. So
She's still alive. She has
yeah,
not been killed.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had that moment where
she's
I'm like, I
stuck
don't know
with
if she
him
has a body.
now.
Yes, we'll see.
And watching it through the second time and going, "Oh, she was there all up ins when the
Mm-hmm.
thorns went off. So the thorns are in her as well, keeping her
Yeah.
there." Like she knew.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I really do appreciate her. Like I don't think she's going to live. I'd like her to. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think she is.
Yeah.
She's in the lion's den with this bitch, and he's
Yeah.
very happy to tear people apart for fun and not even profit, just for fun.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be interesting fighting through the castle.
Yep.
I
No spoilers. Anybody who's read
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
We're all behaving. I do love Tomioka's reaction once they start falling was to look for Tanjiro and be concerned
Yeah.
about him because
Yep.
Tanjiro got separated from him because Muzan was like,
Yep.
"You get to be on a platform to hear my speech."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, our doctor's probably not making it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of at the point of
I-
like,
Muzan is trapped in there with Tanjiro. I
yeah,
like that.
I am at this point hedging my bets of like 50% of Hashira, maybe. I am preparing
Mm,
for people to die
mm,
because as much as
mm.
I don't like the idea,
Yeah.
they are in the Hell Gauntlet right now. So
Yeah.
like they're in the Hell Gauntlet and most of them are separated. There's a few on the
Yes.
key art that we get for the poster where it's like,
Yep.
okay, they're put in together, they might be okay. But
Mhm.
yeah, again, Rengoku
Ooh.
haunting the
Ho, ho, ho.
narrative.
Yes. So Inosuke is like,
Yeah.
yo, let's go. So we're like, yes, we're here for it. And Zenitsu, at first with the eyes closed, I was like, all right, well, at least that's one. Oh, he's awake and he's ready. So I'm like, did we get the level up we've been waiting for him to have forever? I
I
really hope so.
truly, truly hope that the movies
Yes.
take some time and show us what the hell happened with Zenitsu because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like his development happened off screen. We got an inkling
Yes,
of it with
I'm okay
him
with that.
getting the letter, being
Yeah.
serious. I don't need like a blow by blow, but I want to know what caused this. And
I
I
think
think
he's
once the movies wrap around to him, we'll probably
yes.
get some idea.
Yep.
But as far as I'm concerned, Zenitsu is not okay. Like, he may be awake and
No.
focused, but
Mhm.
I think it's a very delicate sort of balance, and that he
Mhm.
will break if pushed the wrong way. So,
Mm.
and I'm sure anyone who's read the manga is sitting here going, and like, please do. This is half the fun of watching other people watch things where you already know
Yeah.
the story. Like, that is a good time, but please just keep it to this. I don't want
Yeah.
to actually know the answers until I have my ass parked in my
Yeah.
local AMC watching them. So, and it will be my local AMC. All the seats are theater seats.
Gigadare says, "Yep, no sign of Tengen as far as I can see."
Yeah, I feel like if he were in there, they would have showed him.
Yeah, I think there are some
So,
that are very specifically. We'll see it later, maybe if they do.
yeah, there is, for me, this is the point where I kind of want to take a little pin off my board here, draw some attention to it,
Mm-hmm.
because we had the conversation in flashback of it's entirely possible that the only thing that can kill Muzan
Sunlight.
is the
Yes.
light of the sun.
Yes. Okay.
The Hino Kamikagura is sun breathing.
Yes, I did.
Hey kids! This is where the protagonist talent comes in. Because he's the only one who can do that. So, and again, the other bit that we have on the table is when one person has their mark active, it is more likely to spread to everyone else.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
the entire Demon Slayer Corps in one location.
Yeah.
It is one very large Labyrinth and Escher Hell location, but it is one location.
Yeah.
And we've
And
been
the
seeing
power
from
of Tanjiro.
Tanjiro, his
Yes.
mark is continuously active. It is fully
Yes.
in that flame form on his head. He
Always.
no longer needs to
Yeah.
focus on it. It is there.
Yep.
So, I am sincerely hoping for a climax in which the mark spreads to literally everyone, not just the Hashira, literally all of the Demon Slayer Corps.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Ooh. Yep. The soundtrack.
Oh my god, yes.
This is
beautiful music.
Again, no spoiler. You can sit there and laugh at our theories. The way this is going, I'm kind of predicting it will be the people are some paired, some in little groups, some by themselves. Everybody's going to be fighting. They're going to be doing a good job, going to be doing a bad job. And then we're going to have moments where it's like, oh no, all hope is lost. And then power of Tanjiro, and everybody's going to get their power up and be like, wait, we're coming back for more. Got our second wind. And then we'll be like, yes.
Yeah, because I do think, because we also still have we have the top 3 demons left, and honestly the 4th one, but I get the feeling she is going to be, oh my god, yep, leave me here to die. It's okay, he already did. So I'm being rude. We still have the top 3 demons to take care of, and I get the feeling that we are going to need to knock all 3 of them out before we get to the final boss.
Yes.
This is the boss rush at the end of the game. This is taking out the last couple members of Organization 13 before you hit Xemnas. I love Kingdom Hearts too. Let me live. I love this franchise. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to get our first 2, if not our first 2, and then the first part of the 3rd one about. Like, I think we're going to have run-ins with Muzan. I think we're going to cut to him. I think we're going to have more conversations with our poor doctor, whom we love. But I do think our first bits are going to be taking out those 3 first. Yeah, I know there's a 4th one, but I get the feeling that she's going to be in the back pocket, continuing her search for Nezuko until the time is right for Nezuko to drop in. Like, I think trying to find her is going to be a focus. And yeah, we're definitely not seeing the sun again till the end of the 3rd movie. Again,
unless
we are
our
in
protagonist son.
But we are in Labyrinth Escher Hell right now.
Yes.
So I think the 4th one is going to be left alone until the time is right to find her. And the time will not be right to find her until she finds Nezuko and drops her into Labyrinth Escher Hell as well. So this, again, story beats, patterns. I have a degree in this. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm foreseeing. And I wouldn't be surprised if, Tanjiro hell-bent on taking out Muzan, going by these fights, being involved in these fights, and that's what starts to spread the mark. So yeah, that's my predictions for the movie. That's we have sun breathing going on here. And
I'm like, oh, interesting. Yep.
We have sun breathing, and we have the mark. As long as one person has it, it will spread.
Yeah.
So very excited. Very excited.
Ruminate.
Also,
in our predictions for now.
Please imagine Zenitsu and Inosuke's marks. Just ponder that reality too. It's not just Hashira.
Yes.
Because we have a Zenitsu who is in it to win it while he's awake, and we have an Inosuke who was able to move the boulder.
And they all had their training, so they're all like ready to go. And even the other ones that are ready to be support, I feel they're going to go fast, but they will be good support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, again,
or
we see
some of them stay around longer so that when their loss happens, it's more impactful.
Oh, yeah. And again, we saw, I can't remember his name, but we did see the named one falling through with a few others. And we saw the butterfly apprentice falling through. Hero
Tanjiro got hero.
Please don't. Please don't. That's not. I know too much about rabies for that to be funny. Sorry.
Yeah. Looking forward to seeing more of Stone Hashira fighting.
So he's falling blind? I'm not sure he knows what's happening right now. That poor man.
You know, I did have a moment that I'm like, okay, semi-bad joke, but I had wait a minute, hold on. All the Hashira are running there, and I'm like, how's he going to run there okay? I mean, I know he has the super senses. Oh, wait, he's already there because he's part of the plan. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the man kind of has blind sight going.
Yes, and the crows are in there too.
Yeah, I let that long tracking shot going through all the different areas go. No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm not offended. I'm just saying, like, I know too much about rabies for that to be funny for me. Just, I get it. I get it. Personally, not here for it.
I'm worried about the crows.
Yeah, honestly, I'm worried about everyone. And I do think the crows are going to be immediate targets because the crows will also be how they communicate and how they try to reconvene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Tanjiro get back against Akusa.
If he does, I wouldn't be surprised if that goes to someone else.
Yeah.
Like, again, we can't have Tanjiro get two shonen protagonists and two banged up in any of these other fights because he's got to fight the villain. Like, he's gotta. He's the hero of this story. He's the protagonist.
I want him and Nezuko to fight again. You know, I like when she fights. So I'm like, can we get more?
Yeah. Yes. And so the question then becomes, because it was phrased as, if you die, do all demons go out of existence?
He got very flustered with that.
Oh, the fact that the wind was like, ooh.
Yeah.
So then my question is, in terms of going out of existence, do they lose their demonic blood, or do they just drop dead?
Because also, could that affect Nezuko? Yeah.
Well, again, the other thing we have to remember that we have on the table is a drug that turns demons human. So there's so many pieces in play right now. And we have 3 movies. So about, I would say, 4.5 hours worth of screen time, give or take, to wrap things up.
Yes.
I mean, who knows, man? There might be more. She might have more in a pouch. It might have been blown up.
Don't know.
Can we talk about the fact that the kids died? That the wife of the 2 kids got exploded? Just, I know that there's 2 more kids out there somewhere. Probably with the doctor's apprentice. Like, they are somewhere else being kept safe, because that's your fail-safe to keep the bloodline going if this whole thing fails, which it might.
Family portrait visual thing. It was just him, wife, and 2 kids. It didn't show with the others.
Because that's all Muzan knew about.
Okay.
Muzan saw them specifically, but the opening, and every time we've seen the whole family together, there's 4 daughters. Because we're missing the one with black hair.
Yes. Because we had the older ones too, right? They're a little older. Yeah.
I think so.
It's been a while since we've seen them.
Yeah. Again, they're in the opening, but everyone's in the opening. But yeah, it's
5 children
5 kids
total, and 3 have survived. So there's one other daughter out there.
All daughters? Probably. I think he's got all daughters.
Yeah.
Which I'm wondering if that wasn't also a sign for him, like, oh, there's no male heir to carry this on. Does it end in my time then? One way or another, am I the end of things?
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. Love this. Love all the implications.
It
was
goes. I'm not surprised. The entire show has been fuck them kids.
It was definitely a surprise to be like, I'm okay, the wife's sticking around. She's pretty cool. We love her. I'm not surprised that this is the case.
Yeah.
The kids being there, singing the song, I don't know if that was a traditional song or what, but it came across as really come play with us forever and ever. So like, I was having some trouble with that one.
Hypnotic power things too. I kind of wondered that of like, it made him think things and then he was feeling things and he's like, I don't like this. It's gross.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Your part in this is to play paper volleyball and fuck with his head. All right, kids?
Cool. Good job. Yeah.
That's a fun last act, Daddy. Okay. Yeah, no, this show is wild.
Yes. Leave your thoughts on that season finale down below.
Leave your spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free.
Thoughts.
Yes.
Again, we are so close to the end. And we've done so well at not being spoiled. I believe in you all.
Yeah, I was singing out to unnerve him. I think so too. Oh, yeah. I think it was a mental thing. All right. I feel we could keep going on longer, but we do have another show to cover.
We do.
Speaking, what was it? It was a moment that one of the dudes in Go Go Loser Ranger was giving me an Zenitsu vibes at a time, and now I'm kind of blanking on it. But there was something funny of it. Yeah, it'll come back to me.
There's a lot of really great humor in this episode. But like when I said that episodes 3 and 4 are kind of the point where 1, it makes it clear that it's going full the boys, and 2, you're either in or you're out after these episodes. Like you kind of see what I was getting at now.
Yes, we do, because we get human beings getting violence done against them, because the monsters, it's like, okay, well, they sort of can come back. Well, wait, maybe not. We'll see. So yeah, we are covering Go Go Loser Ranger episodes 3 and 4. So if you're not caught up, that's what we're getting into right now.
If you're not caught up, we're going to talk about some gnarly shit.
Yeah.
This show.
That Red Ranger getting ready to eat the food, and it's all blood on his hands. And I'm like, ew. And it's like this splatter behind him.
That was he was cratered into the wall. Yeah. Like that was the point where I was sitting here going, oh no, this is the boys. This is full on the boys. We just episode 4 is the one that really goes.
Yeah.
Because episode 4 is also the one that had the animal death, which I have watched this episode 3 times and it never gets any easier. Like I know it's coming and it still happened and I still picked up my cat and went, I love you.
You're like, I love you, me, baby. Yeah, that was one where I didn't, you don't quite know that that's where it's going, and it's the I know that that's what can happen, and the predators need to eat too, but damn, it was still sad and that cute little, why can't it be a pet? Oh wait, my parents are in a cult.
Yeah, it was very much like we're in a cult, we're still in a cult, and watch it. Yeah, but just watching this bit, the very first time I was watching this episode, and this happens, and he's like, "Leave the cat behind," and I'm sitting here going, over here just dubbing at myself, going, "Let the cat die, son," and then we cut back to it, and I went, "Oh, I was joking. Oh, I didn't realize you were gonna actually show us like." Oh,
little body. Yeah.
I have been an animal rescue volunteer for about 10 years at this point, and it's kitten season. So this to me is just like, again, watched it 3 times, never gets any easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, episode 4 is very much the we're not fucking around episode.
And we get the entire cult die by the hands of God.
I'm very fond of God. Honestly, God showing up and being like, hello. It's like, oh, this is fun. This is terrible, but this is fun. For those of you who follow my Twitter, when I was making jokes about I'm watching 2 shows where God is in the basement and it's a problem, that was referring to the Winged Lion and Dungeon Meshi and this guy.
Yeah.
So, ooh, this guy.
So no spoilers
I
because
love
those
him. He's
episodes
awesome.
are out. Anybody watching? But the way I was taking it is wait. So is this guy one of the monsters just didn't get killed on the initial thing? We don't know yet. We do see him at the end of an episode vaporize somebody, and yeah, that's true. Nolar says it's only the second time I've been scarred by an animal death in an anime series. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Um,
it'll fuck
it
you
was
up.
sad.
Really
And
big, like, though, Sakurama and his sister were raised in a cult
his
and
sister knew what was
coming out.
up though. She was like,
Yeah.
yo. Oh, actually, that's also like not just the boys of the doing destruction, but the child and seeing the squish, ugh, ugh, and like, and yeah, that was
Yep.
definitely the
Yep.
oh, we
Yep.
went dark. Okay.
Like, she
Okay.
is very injured. She
Yes.
is
Very much so.
very injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just again, cutting back to earlier with the Red Ranger, I did not get time to go back and compare
Hmm.
because for some reason, watching through the sub, I thought there was a lot more punching, and in the dub, it was just 2 big hits, and then it cut back to him covered in gore. So it's entirely possible that is my brain making things up. I did not have time to go back and compare
When they were
today.
eating,
Hmm. Yeah, when he
I
was
thought there was definitely a very big first shove, and he has like a superhuman strength. So it was,
yeah.
I didn't feel it was like an excessive,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
like a first shove and then like a
Yeah,
takeout.
when
Yeah.
when he was murdering the absolute hell out of his subordinate, who
Yes.
honestly made his move way too early. The fact that we
Mm.
were getting Suzukiri's internal monologue of "You're the one that leaked the information about the divine artifacts, like, this
Mm-hmm.
also came from you," knowing that this guy was also in on this, we need to take the Rangers down from the inside. And again,
Mm-hmm.
that surprise of seeing Suzukiri being as far up as she can without being a dragon keeper herself.
Yep.
Just like, "Oh, well."
Ooh, and I like her going, I'm not going to apologize because I have nothing to apologize for. I was like, ooh, I like that sassy attitude. I
The
was like,
way Yes, the way they localized this whole scene, for one, it's not in the subs, but in the dub, the Blue Ranger refers to her as a side piece. It says like,
yes.
"Hey, can you
Yep.
not control
Yep.
your side piece?" And then her
Yep.
going like the whole, "Hey, the way that you refer to me says more about your relationship than it does about mine."
Yes.
It is less egregious in the sub the way he says, but the use of side
Ah,
piece in the dub is just, and the reaction. Oh my god. It's just I
yeah.
really do love the localization. I really do love the dubbing. It is
Hibiki. Him knowing what was up too, I was a little bit surprised that he knew our foot soldier. That I'm like, wait, how does he know? How is he on this? Oh, I overheard you guys talking. Okay.
just the fact I love that Suzukiri was the one to pick up on it. And I love that Sakurama's like, "I was in the right place at the right time, but
Yep.
honestly, I'm kind of here for it." Like,
But
all
he's
right,
like the
dude.
polar opposite of she's like, we should burn it all down to rebuild it. And he's the I will repair it from the inside. And
Yeah.
they're two very different but understandable approaches to fixing a thing. Either it's a we need to destroy it, start all
Yeah.
over, or it's the no, I can do something and make it improve. We don't have to destroy it. It's and you're like, oh, aren't you the optimist?
But
That's sweet.
the other thing is, we have Sakurama's backstory. We
Mm-hmm.
don't have Suzukiri's. We
No, we
don't
do not
know.
know where she's come from, what her motives are.
Yeah,
No.
we do not know
I'm
what is
thinking
making
it's
her tick.
intense.
Oh,
It's
I'm
gonna be
sure.
something big. Yes.
I mean, given that Sakurama's backstory was family was murdered by God, it
Yeah.
that is something.
That's a
And
lot.
again,
Yeah.
this is a line I didn't pick up on in the dub, and it's entirely
Hmm.
possible I just brain was elsewhere. But he commented that the Blue Ranger of the time retired and raised him and his sister.
Hmm.
So that's it's
I
interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if that was in there. Like, I don't remember hearing it in the dub. I remember
Mm-mm.
getting that from the sub. It's also
Okay, yeah,
entirely possible that my
vaguely.
brain is crossing wires. Because again, I've been watching the subbed episodes as they come out.
Sakura has the cinnamon roll, but can kill you with a smile and a laugh.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Yep,
Sakurama looks like a cinnamon roll
Sakurama.
could kill you, and Suzukiri looks like she could kill you, could actually kill you.
Yes.
Like, the dead-eyed stare is something else. And again,
Oh, yes, which
very
I like
intrigued.
at food when they're out to eat, her and R and D, and she just slices his head off. Of like, okay, do you understand the situation now? Because people are going to freak out if there's a monster, so you better get in line. So
Yeah.
stop it.
The
I
get your
appreciate
shit
that.
together.
Yes.
And this was also what I was talking about, episode 3. When
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about watching this on
You're
my
kind of
own
blending
weeks
them. So,
ago.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
wondering.
going back and forth. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the idea of a golf club can be a very effective weapon. That is a lot of weight at the end of a metal stick. And I'd mentioned that
Yes.
I have actually personally seen someone on the wrong end of a backswing before. I've seen the damage that it can do, and that was an accident. So, golf clubs, when used as a weapon, there are some places that treat it like comedy and are just like, oh, it's a bonk.
Mhm.
It's a little bonk on the head. And there are some that understand exactly the kind of damage that a golf club can do. This is a show that understands the damage that a golf club can do. And that is really what teed me off on the,
Ha.
yeah, exactly. On the, oh no, this is not just a comedy. Like, we
Yeah.
killed the best friend last episode, and this one, we beat the shit out of a dude with a golf club, which
Yes.
is oftentimes a comedy weapon if it's used as a weapon at
Yeah.
all. Oh
Semi throwback.
boy.
Vincenzo, one of my other favorite shows now, of like my new favorite show. Golf Club, they also use that in a very violent way.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. No, it's
So
that
yeah.
is a litmus test for a show for me. If it pulls out a golf club, how do they use it? So yeah, and then 15 minutes of screen time later, Red Keeper just literally beats his subordinate to death in the middle, and then just eats the food while covered in blood. Like,
oh, that was so gross. I'm like, nope. It's one of those. It's not necessarily gross, the violence that happened, but it's like it's on your hand as you're eating sushi with your hand. I'm like,
just like,
nope.
and on his face,
Yeah.
just fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the other thing I liked is I liked the kind of surprise of how we thought D. I mean, I didn't think he was gonna like die,
Too
but
early to kill our
it was way
protagonist.
too early. But it was sure, we as an audience know, okay, they're not gonna die, or even if it's something that happens later, so we know they don't die. It's okay, but how do they get out of this? Like, how does this piece together, and how does it make it work? And then you go, that was well done. Like, that was very interesting, and also world building. Cool. As long as any part of them still is around, they can reform pretty much.
Yeah.
So
But we also saw that, like, he basically blew himself up to keep from getting fully killed by the divine weapon. But we saw the part where the divine weapon just poked him.
Yes.
Would not heal.
Yep.
So seeing that and going, and that was just a little pokey poke. That was a tiny hole. We've seen a divine weapon like fully tear one up, but getting even just a brush with them is a problem.
Yep.
Yeah, you're either Team Rangers or Rebels. Rebels all the way. Holy fuck.
I was gonna say Rebels. I don't trust these Rangers. I
don't trust anyone.
That too. I think there could be principles they have that are good, but per what we've seen, that's not what the public gets to know about of what really is happening. That you go,
and we get very different personalities per Ranger, and also again pulling this from the sub, the idea that this is not necessarily the same crop of Rangers that's been doing it the entire time. It's possible that
you can change it out, or no, they see their face in public. They just know that you are the next one. So no, it doesn't. That's true.
I mean, D is surprised that Red Ranger is just showing his entire face in public, but Green has a fully sealed helmet, and we haven't seen anyone else's faces. Like, it's arrogance on the Red Keeper's part that he's doing this. But Yeah, again with the whole and the Blue Keeper retired and raised us. Like this is not all necessarily the same team, and it's
Mhm.
possible that there were casualties on the Keepers within the first year of the
Mm.
war.
Yep.
So, looking at this, looking at the idea that there can be or is turnover depending on how things happen, um, just looking at this whole organization and going, how many people know? Is it just the
Mhm.
top brass? Is it the seniors and then their immediate juniors? Is it an everyone thing? Like, how many people know that this shit is fake? And for everyone who knows that things are fake, you're still throwing in with this organization, even if you've got principles, even if you've got the right idea, as it were,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
are still throwing in with this is fake. We're doing it to keep humanity happy. Like, something's up. It's, yeah. Because we do have Sakurama going, I'm going to change it from the inside. And
Mhm.
Suzukiri going, burn the whole thing down.
Yep.
But the other thing is, especially for Suzukiri, you've been in here long enough to essentially be the next in line Yellow Ranger if anything happens. Like, when did you find out things were fake? What did you give up along the way? Did you come into this knowing it was fake or wanting to burn things down? Or did you learn things along the way and get jaded? I want to know her story. I want to know her story so bad. Oh yeah, no, Red Keeper
Red
is
Ranger's
just,
definitely a narcissist. Yeah.
yeah.
I think they
He
all
is a
are because
horror
meeting
show.
some of the other ones too, they're also not. Some of the other Red Rangers are in line. The other ones, like the Red Team Red, nope.
Yeah. I mean, every team has its specialization, and Red Team is focused on violence.
Mhm.
Red Team is we're the ones that kill the monsters. This is what we specialize in. We're the cool guys.
Mm.
We're the spotlight guys. Red is the main ranger, as they often are. So just, yeah, definitely the ego on those
We do
versus
get our world
R&D,
building.
reconnaissance, etc.
Yeah. Sorry, it's the divine weapons that he's lost it and mentions. Okay, so he can't transform now. That was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, hmm, hmm. What will that entail? I am curious to see.
Yeah, which for the Sunday showdown's no big deal, but if shit hits the fan,
Mm-hmm.
then what?
Mm-hmm. And that the showdowns are fake ones because
Yeah.
obviously we know they're not killing them, but that is the also it's like really he had his divine weapon sitting in a bin like a umbrella or
With the
something like
golf clubs, come on. But
with
again,
the golf
he
clubs.
is between that and your
Yeah.
face
Mm-hmm.
and identity being out there for everyone to see it, like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this arrogant son of a bitch. Again, there's a lot
Yep.
of fucking around on his part, and he is not expecting any
Yep.
find out. And
No.
the finding out has started with his divine artifact being
Mm.
missing.
Mm.
So, and his own subordinate, for one, making an ill-fated power play, but also being the one to leak the information on the divine artifacts to begin with.
Yep.
Like, knowing that Suzukiri is not the only one trying to take it down from the inside. I think the other thing to keep in mind is
Mm.
that the Pink Keeper noticed that it was the same fighter and that Red was just, they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm. She was like, wait, isn't that the same one? Because
Is
yeah,
that the
they
same one
have
from
an
last?
identifiable mark,
Yeah.
so but you have to pay attention to see it.
Like, is that the same one from last week versus who knows? Who cares? They're all the same. Like, again, that level of arrogance at the
Mm-hmm.
top versus someone with a little observational skills going, hang on, hang
Mm-hmm.
on. And also being the one going, hey, who cares about the posing? We have other things to worry about. And Red turning around and going, no, the posing is important. People have to think we're
Yep.
cool. People have to care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah,
also yep.
it is just an absolutely wild ass show. And I think at
I'm
this
liking it
point,
though. It's still very fun, even though
oh
it's
yeah,
like intense on parts. They still have a lot of comedy.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh the comedy is great. The dub is very very funny, and I just love like, oh yes, we'll allow you in. We'll do this. Yeah, no thanks. All right, kill him. Just the deliveries in the sub are so good. The deliveries in the dub are so good. It's a really good time. It's very well made. It's very put together. It's getting a second season. That's been confirmed. So
Mm.
very excited. So yeah, very, very much enjoying this. And I think at this point, with these 4 episodes, we've got the premise ironed out.
Yes.
Like, this is your world building.
So
These are
where
your
do you go?
characters. This is what you're
Yeah.
going with. And now we've done the switcheroo.
Yep.
So yeah.
Still liking it. And
Oh yeah.
leave your comments about what you think so far of this show.
How
All
far
right.
are you into learning the ending dance?
I know. I was looking. I'm like, it could be like not too hard. Like none of the moves look necessarily
Super complicated.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of steps, but it doesn't look like a. Yeah, but I was wondering if I could maybe get like just an 8 count or something. Just so
Yeah.
put a little clip on. We'll see. I'm kind of curious how well known the show is. Like, are we going to see any characters at Anime Expo or something? Because even the dusters, you could literally do your own face and do the bottom half, everything else of their outfit. Like, it's not a hard one to make.
I wish you'd pointed that out to me like a week ago. That's not something I can put together in 2 days. That's something I could have put together in a week.
Like a bodysuit, a scarf, gloves, a belt, and like white shoes.
Boots. Yeah.
You know, you're set. And those are
a dance belt, y'all.
Yeah, like a white. Yes.
No, a dance belt.
Yes, I went. Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know what that is, look it up and understand that it is a necessity for spandex.
Yes. But that would be one that's very recognizable. But you could leave your face normal, and you could be anybody that the character is mimicking. So, and there's all bodies, as we've seen with the other ones up in the ship. So, doesn't that matter?
And I appreciate that, honestly. But I would not be surprised if we saw a few. And I did actually read an article about Loser Ranger breaking through what they call the Hulu curse, because Hulu is not always great at advertising their anime, especially with like release dates and whatnot. And the hey, it got a season 2. I saw the article posted on Crunchyroll. So Crunchyroll's keeping up on news even for anime that they're not licensing.
Not streaming.
So because it's still news and it's still something that's popular. And the article also pointed out that Power Rangers is very much a cultural thing in the US, that it's one of those things that a lot of people know about or are familiar with. So seeing that familiar iconography, seeing that, oh, it's a send up of the Sentai genre, like Power Rangers does the boys, is such a good selling point for this, because people, oh, we know Power Rangers, we know how that works. Oh, we also know how the boys work. Boy, that's a combination. Okay, I'm interested. So, you know, getting past the lack of advertisement that a lot of platforms that aren't fully anime focused kind of fail to do. Your Hulus, your Disney Pluses, your Netflixes, your Netflix is a little better about it, but like, if you're not an anime focused platform, you're not always good at promoting your anime.
This show tonight, causing thrift store apocalypse. This cosplayers are devastated with inspiration.
Yes.
You know what? I have made a night before cosplay. I did a Bulma closet cosplay. And the main thing is I had the shirt and I had to make the felt part, and I was gluing it the night before. It worked. It survived the day, and that's all that it had to do. So, yes.
I was putting the last hem in my hand-stitched, not super well made, still have it in my closet, Organization 13 robe the night before Anime Los Angeles 2007. So yeah, I feel like if you've cosplayed, you've had a I got this done last night experience. It's one of those things that unites us all. Yeah, doesn't have to be quality. Sometimes it's fun if it's not.
All right. Let's get to, we need to wrap things up because we've had a nice long show today, but we had a finale of Demon Slayer, which is a big one.
Yeah.
So some other stuff you should check out. Well, I guess this goes well with the theme of the evening. So I got to watch 2 very ultra-violent movies over the course of the weekend at the Indian Film Festival of Los Angeles. The first is called Kill. It is very simple. It is in the title. It is called Kill. And it is a Hindi language film. And it is a guy on a train. Bad guys are on the train. And they don't know that he's a soldier, and so that just what happens. And it has that confinement, it has the action. Like if you like Korean action movies, you like The Raid, you like John Wick, anything of that kind of flavor of action, ultra violence, yes. And it is the if you watch the trailer, you'll get that it's that ultra violence. So that's my semi-trigger warning of it. It is. But if you're that person who's like, how are they gonna kill someone next? Yes, it is so fun and over the top. There is definitely a roller coaster of emotions and different things that happen. I would also sprinkle in a little bit of horror in there because there is some really fun, grotesque stuff they do that you're like, ooh, spooky, and shots. And so, yeah, that one it comes out July 5th and it'll be in regular theaters. And it is it was just so good. It was such an exciting thing. And it was real quick they had a Q&A with the director and he was saying it was inspired by, back in the 90s, he was on a train that did have a robbery. He didn't have the experience, but it was on the train. And like, I want to say some people did get stabbed and it was obviously not as big as the movie, but it was like, just taking that little kernel and then also the isolation of COVID lockdown time, which makes sense because it really is that you're isolated. There's nothing to do with COVID in the movie, but the idea of isolation, stuck on a train, and what do you do? So yeah, that one's really fun. And then in a different pivot, but also violent, is Maharaja. And that is a South Indian film, more grounded in reality of some of the stuff that goes on. So that one does have intense violence and rape, and you don't see anything, but it is indicated that you're like, fuck. But it does get that violence against the bad guys. So you do get that. I'm like, I'll give you that spoiler because it is you don't leave feeling depressed because it is you're getting, but a very different vibe. Like there's heavier things in it so that I would give that warning because I had a friend who's like, I had to leave halfway through because she's like, it was too much for me. But overall, it was still really well made. And that one does some really cool cinematic things, and how they do the storytelling was really well done. I don't know their release date. I think it's already getting some theaters worldwide. So double check because both these are international. So gotta check your theater listings for those. But I do recommend both of them of just different flavors of action.
All right.
Yes.
I still have nothing new. It has been busy. And I have mostly we've been working our way through the DLC on Control. So we're almost through the first one, but boy, that boss fight is a nightmare. And we've been watching the Game Grumps play Resident Evil 8, which has been absolutely hilarious. Because Aaron has played it before and remembers many things, and Dan really hasn't. And occasionally tease up some very hilarious moments with his commentary because he doesn't know what story beats are coming. So yeah, it's mostly been YouTube videos and vibes and con prep and busy social weekends. So I haven't really done anything new, and sometimes that's just how it goes.
Hey, that's okay. We're getting ready for convention season, which is already like definitely full swing. Which, speaking of, Katie, where do people find you online?
You can follow me all over the social medias, as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am also on Silver Screams. It is a YouTube channel I do with my roommate, and we do horror things.
Woot! And y'all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KaridLane. I have some I've made them, but I haven't added all of them. I made some really fun TikTok videos of the outfits I wore for the film festival because I got some really cool stuff. And so watch those. It was fun to be I have an idea to make a thing and then made the thing. So, if you're inspired, go for it. And if you're not, it's okay. Don't force yourself. And you're going to want to stay tuned to our socials because we will share any other links of main places to go check out for Anime Expo because we will be there. Also, don't forget NTATNB and here on Fanversations channel 2, and it's on social media as well. So definitely say hi, give us a shout out, and hopefully we'll see you there.
And that's where we're going to be live tweeting panels from as well. If we are, if the panels were in allow phone usage, etc., they don't always.
That's true. But some of them are like, no.
Yeah. Some of them are like, very private. Put your phones away. We're doing a screening. At which point you put your damn phone away because you're doing a screening.
And if you are going, make sure to stay safe, have a good time, stay hydrated, and take care of yourself. Be
kind, have patience, stay hydrated, wear sunscreen. Please wear sunscreen. You do not want to get a sunburn on day 1 and then be dealing with it for the next 3 days. That is I've done that for Comic-Con, actually. It's bad.
Oh. And then, yeah, well, in case you've never been there, sometimes lines are outside without shade. They've gotten better at some stuff where they have shaded area, but you're not guaranteed that. So someday. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us here at Nighttime at the Nerd Bar, episode 123.
We will not be recording next week because we will be puddles on the floor after Anime Expo. So we will be resuming a show after that. We will also not be recording the day after San Diego Comic-Con for the exact same reason. So gonna be every other week. Well, not quite every other week this month. But
I think after they'll just stay tuned. We'll post on that. So or make sure you are subscribed here and the notification bell so you won't miss a thing.
That too.
All right. Yay. Everybody take care and we'll see you next time.
Bye.